Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of our free account Ironman challenge. This one actually took me 2 weeks to complete. Without any further ado, join me as I waste incredible amounts of money, acquire multiple pairs of legs I am not smart enough to wear, and finally get to shaft a Deepling to death with a single energized thrust. Picking things up where we left off last time, I grabbed my trusty Naginata and went on to fight the Black Knight. I already knew that the fire bombs wouldn't be effective at all. Even though the Black Knight wasn't completely immune, he didn't take nearly as much damage as I hoped, which is why I switched to using the energy fields. Of course, having access to energy bombs or maybe even energy walls would have been way better. Sadly, as a knight, I won't be able to use those for quite a while, which is why the energy fields had to do. After about 50 kills, I was able to bring my Black Knight slaying technique to perfection. On average, it would only cost me 10 energy fields as well as about 12 mana potions in order to kill one. I also quickly noticed that using the Naginata didn't do me much good at all. I would still use it on my hands. However, the Night Axe that I dropped from the Black Knight has soon proven to be the more cost-effective weapon. I didn't depend on my melee damage almost at all. Just taking the Black Knight on a walk was enough for him to die, which meant that the most defensive weapon would bring me the best results. With that +1 bonus to defense, the Night Axe, along with my Crown Shield, were mostly enough to keep the Black Knight at bay. He could still easily combo me for around 400 HP damage, but despite rearranging my internal organs on a daily basis, just chugging mana potions and healing myself was enough to keep me alive. Also, purely for aesthetic reasons, I decided to start wearing the warrior helmet. In a moment, you're going to see a montage of most of my Black Knight kills. I wasn't able to catch all of them. Many hours of recording fell victim to file corruption and low drive space. Luckily enough, I was able to record all the important drops, and I also noted down every single kill. Now let me show you what almost 2 weeks of constant Black Knight farming looks like. After almost 300 kills, this happened. In a single day, I received the ruby necklace, another pair of lightning legs, as well as the elusive, the powerful, the one weapon that I have been searching for, the Dragon Lance. Straight away, I rushed to try it out. The damage was overwhelming. I was now able to one-shot Deeplings, which was great news, because my fingers haven't had any life rings on them for an uncomfortably long period of time. My final stop on that day was the Thai's Dragon Lair. You probably remember how difficult it was for me to defeat the Dragon Lord. This time around, I didn't even need to bring the avalanche runes. My lance could shaft them with power they could not withstand. I quickly realized that I was taking a little bit too much damage. That is why I won't be farming the dragons yet. For now, my plan is to hone my skills, increase my maximum damage, as well as rebuild my supply of life rings. In the aftermath of those 2 weeks of painful farming, my gear, despite looking a little bit silly, already contained the Night Legs, best in slot legs I can hope to obtain during my challenge, Boots of Haste, an item I didn't really plan on using or getting, that I grew to appreciate with time, and finally, the second best weapon that I can get. The only item that a free-to-play account can obtain with attack power higher than the Dragon Lance is the kind of anticlimactically named War Axe. War Axes are very rare drops. You can only obtain them from the Lost Bashers. The Bashers are kind of similar to Black Knights, however, they deal more damage, they have more HP, they have better armor, and also they can heal themselves for about 500 HP every 10 turns. To make it a little bit more difficult, they can also inflict drunkenness, they walk around fields that they are not immune to, and usually come in groups or with other lost dwarves. To make the matters a little bit more fun, the War Axe is a 1 in 1000 drop. To put it simply, the War Axe is going to be my final goal. My short-term objectives right now are as follows. I must raise my axe fighting skill. I can no longer blame my weapon for my shortcomings. If I need to raise my attack, then it would have to be through my pure skill. I need to improve my gear as much as possible. I can still get the steel boots, which would increase my armor by 3 points compared to the Boots of Haste. I can improve my breastplate by another 2 points of armor if I drop the Dragon Scale Mail from Dragon Lords. And finally, Dragon Lords can also drop a Royal Helmet, which will increase my armor by another point. I will also be on the lookout for certain rare drops. Lost Bashers are very strong physical fighters, and my weapon doesn't really offer much in terms of defense. Even if I raise my armor by another 5 points, it won't make that much of a difference. Best case scenario, I reduce their damage by 5 points. Worst case scenario, only 2.5. To an enemy who can deal 600 damage in a single turn, that really isn't that much. Which is why, ideally, for my fight with the Lost Dwarves, I am going to be equipped with properly named Dwarven armor pieces. I can obtain a Dwarven helmet and a Dwarven armor. Despite offering less defense than any items that I already have, they passively reduce the amount of physical damage by a certain percent when taking damage in the hundreds. These percents matter way more than any armor ratings. Sadly, they are incredibly rare. It might take me years to obtain them, but I am not going to give up that easily. And so, this brings us to the end of today's episode. I am very sorry for the long wait. I did have the Dragon Lance for a couple days now, however I was unable to get the video done. The entire footage took so much space on my disk that I had barely any room for editing. Thankfully, I finally managed to get it done. From now on, Ironclad's journey is going to be quite the slow one. In the meantime, I'm going to continue working on Skogul the Looter, so please stay tuned. I will also continue streaming on Fridays. I know that I wasn't able to stream this Friday, mainly because I had to do this video first. But to make it up, I'm going to have a stream this Sunday. As usual, if you want to follow my challenge more closely, or you wish to start your own, I have a Discord channel dedicated for just that. Feel very welcome to comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.